Ladies and gentlemen, American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, I am going to stay on St. Elizabeth Medical Center because I'm the only one that does stay on St. Elizabeth Medical Center. And I want all of you all to know that despite a hospital doing some good things, doesn't mean that they should be allowed to be corrupt and greedy and evil. And that's what most of these hospitals are. We live in an age of corporate health care and greed, and all that brings bad things happen. This is going to be a little bit long, but it's going to be worth it. I want to start at the end, and the end is this. If you ever have information about St. Elizabeth Medical Center, you have a billing problem, you got a medical malpractice issue, anything bad that comes out of St. Elizabeth Medical Center, if you're an employee there and you have stuff, I have countless friends inside St. E's who give me information. Please contact me when you've got a problem with St. Elizabeth Medical Center. Why? Because nobody cares more about the bad stuff they do than yours truly. And always remember, if you're an employee of St. Elizabeth Medical Center, HIPAA doesn't relate at all, doesn't restrict any employee from revealing to me information about the name of a patient and what happened, yada, 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 or bill or whatever. Whistleblowing is not covered by HIPAA. They use HIPAA to scare you, to keep you quiet. And unfortunately, it works too well. All right. St. Elizabeth Medical Center never gets any bad press because they own the press. Northern Kentucky Tribune, right, isn't watched by many people. They're a sponsor. Link, they're a sponsor. 5, 9, 12, 19 Inquirer, they spend tons of money. Therefore, they block any negative media. Eric Deters Media is the only place where you're going to get a fair shake if you know information. They are buying their way into everything. Community schools, recreation, you name it, they buy off everyone. Now, if you're part of a bought-off organization, you can send me information anonymously. You can put it in the black mailbox at the office. You can mail it to me. If you email or text me information, I'll keep your name out of it until it's time not to if you want. All right, COVID. Remember that they participated like everybody else on these vax mandate of healthcare workers. They made good quality healthcare workers choose between getting vaxxed and their career. And they lost a bunch of helpers. Then that created a nursing shortage. That affects healthcare. You see how it works? And they've gone out and bought up every doctor's group. So there's no independence anymore between doctors and the hospitals. It's sad. And then on this nonprofit community hospital, they put business and community leaders from around town, like Gary Moore from Boone County Judge Executive. Nice move, St. E's. Put the judge executives on your board. It's unbelievable. Here is where we are right now. Care models are structured around reimbursements. I'm blown away of the people who tell me, they admitted me. I don't understand why I was admitted. Folks, if they got an empty bed, they will admit you. They want those beds filled no matter what. It's about money. And by the way, folks, they need state and federal dollars. Once upon a time, and by the way, if you're worried about saying, you should never donate to these hospitals. In 2020, they had $200 million in an offshore account. God only knows what is. They bill, I think, $2 to $3 billion a year. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Why do you donate to this place? And it's a nonprofit. But here's what happens. Corporate healthcare. That board in the C-suite, which keeps growing, they got all kinds of people making $400,000, $1 million, boom, boom, boom. All these people in the C-suite. And what do? They shell out. This is how they buy everybody. Contracts for legal services, contract for accounting services, contracts for food, contracts for cleaning, contracts for this, contracts for that. It's almost like a mafia. All right. Then they claimed Catholic values. Yeah, right. Just like Thomas More. They have a monopoly because of the certificate of need process in the state of Kentucky. Marianne Proctor took that under her wing, which I congratulate her. I gave her information, and I want you to know that we need to get competition in here. They bought all the doctors groups. We have this case that's pending, and there's going to be some more maneuvering. St. Elizabeth Medical Center commits massive billing fraud every single day. I've given that information to the media. Not one of them will do a story. They got a guy named Dr. Sagari Allen who's doing unnecessary cataract and glaucoma surgeries. It's unbelievable. I got 4 or 5 faxes from inside the hospital years back. You ready for this? You ready for this? Putting patients on dialysis before their time. How evil is that? I got to say something else. This is really, really, really important. Pension. The pension issue. Are you ready for this? They got rid of the pension. As rich as they are, they got rid of the pension. Then they've been asking people, this is so sad, they're asking people to take like 40%. Some people gave me this information. I begged some of these people. I said, don't you want to do something about it? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. They're scared. Here's something they do. Check your My Chart and see how much time doctors claim they spend with the patient. Like 5 minutes, they'll put down an hour. They'll put down an hour. That's coming, Sainties. They bill 2 times. If you go to the primary care physician and you go in there for a knee sprain and you say, oh, I got a cold too, they bill you for 2 office visits. They own with Sun Behavior the mental health hospital. And that is a disaster. Getting lots of information from there. What else? Whistleblower. You cannot make this up. The quality of care. I'm going to go real quick through 4 personal examples. 1, I almost lost my arm to a staph infection. That morning, I had emergency surgery that night. That morning, an ER doctor at St. E's told me my arm was just frozen. Thank God I didn't listen to him. My son Parker went there once, said his shoulder was just frozen. Next day, went to UC, dislocated. My wife, Mary, she can't make this up. Had a real bad abdominal pain, blah, blah, blah. They said, did ultrasound, didn't say anything. She goes to the chiropractor. Chiropractor says, you got a gigantic gallstone. They missed it on an ultrasound. My mom had a shoulder replacement surgery, needed to have physical therapy right away. They forgot about the physical therapy. I mean, it goes on and on and on. You need to drive past St. Elizabeth Medical Center. Just recently, a family member I know needed some important testing done. Guess what? St. E's was going to do XYZ, went across the river, boom, so much better.
Hey, I'm one. They were going to cut my lung out, part of it.
What was that? So they were going to cut your lung out?
UK, they followed it and dismissed it.
How you like that? St. E's was going to cut the lung out. See, they want procedures. And what about the advertising? St. E's does this with everybody else. They send out oversized postcards. You got knee pain? You got this pain? I mean, it used to be if you needed the hospital, you just went to the hospital. Now they do everything to get you there. Why? Greed. It's never enough. We got to make more, And they claim that they claim they do all this free medical care. Well, they got to under the law, and guess what? It pales compared to their profits. Pales. Here's another thing that they do. It's a racket. Everybody knows you need this surgery. You need this x-ray. You got to go to the primary care physician, spend $200 for them to order the test that you already know. And then you go to the surgeon and they charge you $200 then to set up the surgery. They create as many office visits as can. Folks, those of you that go to St. Elizabeth Medical Center, you know everything I'm saying is true. And folks, the way we make it better is people provide information to me. We have to change things. The only way to change things is to speak up and speak out. It's my calling. It's what I do. It doesn't mean that St. Elizabeth Medical Center doesn't do some good things. But they act like because they do those things, they're allowed to do anything the hell they want. It's wrong. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Time for St. Elizabeth Medical Center to get some justice.